Right, hey everyone, my name's Adam. This is going to be the first video on this YouTube channel. So I want to do something a little bit different. This is something I've been wanting to do for I think like 10 years now, which is, posting on YouTube, but more sort of, in the car related scene. So I sort of wanted to start with, building a car on YouTube for like a $10,000 budget. Starting with something which, I guess would be probably one of my dream cars. So let's get it pulled out and let's have a go through it. Right, so just got it idling here. We'll pull it out, have a little look over it. It's super windy outside. I haven't got a microphone yet, that's sort of in the works. We'll take it for a little drive. I need to go down to Wrx to buy a few things to sort of get started on tidying it up. Actually, that's the first thing. First port of order sort of is to just clean the shit out of it. It is fucking disgusting inside there. Alright, I just pulled the car in a little bit. I'm trying to film on an iPhone and the wind noise is horrendous. But I just wanted to go just quickly through this car. So, it is a 98 GF8 WRX. So I'm not sure how many years they made the wagon for in the GF8 style, but obviously not as desirable as the sedan. That's sort of why I was able to get it cheaper. But I don't really mind, to be honest. I don't think the back, they don't look too bad. They don't look as cool, but definitely could be worse. The most interesting thing to me about sort of when buying cars is the sort of the history that they have before them. And to me, like, I would consider this a unicorn, just because of what it is. It's a WRX, NZ new, but it hasn't been touched. Luckily, like, the owner that had it 23 years. There was no other opportunity for any sort of owners to do anything to it, which is why it is so special to me, because it's bone stock exhaust, it's got stock airbox, everything. Also the fact that anyone from New Zealand knows that to be able to try and find one of these things in like good condition that just hasn't been absolutely beaten to piss is extremely difficult. So under the bonnet, obviously it's a bit dirty. EJ205 is the factory engine in it, so which I was pretty happy about, because I know that you could get these with the E20G, which was the previous generation motor, which went up until 1998, but this is a late 98, 99 car. So perfect. Look at that. Stock airbox. So that's what I'm stoked about. Got an immobilizer alarm. That's pretty much really the only thing that's been put in, except for an older head unit in the early 2000s. The other thing which I am also stoked about is that I got a better deal on this car because it needed the cam belt done. Supposedly it was 40,000 over, should have been done at 100, but he didn't have really any evidence of it being done. I was poking around in the engine bay last night, just having a little look, and I don't know how he didn't see it, but there it is right there. Done at 103, so that just saved me another, what, $600-700. So that's the shit that I love. All right, I've just pulled it in again, just to get out of the wind noise. Hope it's not too dark. But yeah, as we go into the interior, this is where I guess it gets a little bit gross. So it was never really maintained or like detailed on the inside. I know the previous owner, he had ideas to do it, but never really got around to it. So it just is, there's no junk or anything in it, but it's just dirty. It just needs a really good sort of shampoo. Just all of the center console and everything, and even sort of down the seat, if you can see in there, it's pretty gross. And there's just hair. There's been dogs in this car quite a bit in the back, but all the seats and everything are really tidy. There's no like rips or tears, just need to go through it. So no, all the plastics I guess are alright, just needs a really good tidy up. Yeah, all through here. Super dirty. Holy shit, I actually never really probably noticed it, but look at the human slime that is built up on that door card over 20 something years. So yeah, we need to, that's probably going to be the first port of call. As it sort of goes for the body of the car, it is relatively tidy. All the paint on just sort of, all large panels is good. Just needs a really, really good buff and a detail. The only sort of things that are paint faded is the bonnet vents and the hood scoop. But also those bits are all sort of removable, so we'll do all those at the same time. Sort of trying to decide whether to do the door handles paint matched, and the same with the side skirts and the rear quarter skirts, but we'll see how we go. It's got this original sort of PPF clear bra on the front, which is just all sort of cracked and faded over sort of sun damage, so we're gonna have to find a way to get this off. I think probably a steam cleaner is going to be the easiest way, but I know that after we take it off, all the paint on the front will be faded, so we'll see if we can try and match that by buffing, but I guess it will probably never be perfect. But then as it goes, obviously, stock wheels. The biggest sort of dent, it's not really a dent, but it's just these, it's almost like a weed whacker has gone against the side of it and just sort of shredded itself, and it has dented it as well, very slightly, so that's really the only big thing. But yeah, I mean, as far as mods go, it's whisper bars on the top, a 2005 Alpine stereo, and an immobilizer, so that's what I can stock. Right, I do apologise, I've just realised that the noise from those garage doors is going to be fucking horrendous throughout this whole video, but there's nothing I can really do about it at the moment. But yeah, I basically wanted to start this series with this car, sort of as a challenge to myself, and sort of maybe, I don't know, if it inspires one other person to sort of, go out there and just buy something and, to do it up and have a bit of fun with it, then that's what I'm here for. So I wanted to be able to show you guys that it's, you don't have to have all this money and sitting in the bank. You can do it with, a pretty cheap budget. So I financed this car. I spent $1,000 on a deposit and financed it. I've owned probably 15, 20 cars in my lifetime, and I'm 22. Never financed a car before, but I sort of wanted to do it to be able to create this series to show people that it is doable. You don't have to have a lot of money to do it. I'm trying to run a business, so I get that, any money you're making is stuff that needs to be reinvested, but that doesn't mean that you can't have hobbies, and especially if they cost money. I do just want to mention that by no means am I a mechanic. I've done work, I've rebuilt some dirt bikes when I was a kid. I've done a thermostat and a Honda Odyssey. I know enough to get into trouble, but I don't know enough to sort of back myself up when it comes to doing things like a cam belt. And I guess a lot of people could probably relate to that. That's just sort of another big reason why I want to do this, is to show that it's super easy because of AI. So I've been running my own AI agency for about 6 months now, called Prodigy AI. And so we sort of build solutions for, a range of types of businesses. But the biggest thing is that ChatGPT and these large language models are making it so easy to take up any hobby and just learn practically, learn in the field. And so I want to sort of show how I would do it, how I would use ChatGPT to sort of guide me in working on this car, and being able to build almost your own agent that can sort of be your right-hand man when building cars or working on cars like that. And yes, I understand, I guess maybe something I might get a bit of shit for is that I'm standing in a nice, clean, dry shed with room in the country. And yes, it isn't mine. I live with my parents. I still live at home. And so maybe I guess that's something that people can probably relate to. But yes, I am fortunate to be in the position to have the space to be able to do it. And I know that's probably a bit of a limiting factor for a lot of people. But anyway, let's get in it. Let's take it for a drive. Go get some supplies to detail it. I'm not sure if this will be a 2-part video with the detail or not. So we'll just see how we go with time. Okay, just got back in from Repco, so spent 64 bucks. I got some cleaning wipes for the inside, some of these brushes which were like on clearance, which would be good for doing the engine bay, degrease it for the engine bay because it is filthy. It's just heaps of oils and stuff. I got these clay bars to start, so probably won't start, or I haven't bought like a polishing kit or like buffing pads or anything yet, or a solution, because I'm just going to clay bar it first and sort of see what it looks like from there. And I've actually never taken it that far before with paint, so we'll just see what it looks like, and then from there sort of make a call on what polish to buy and stuff. I do have a polishing or a buffer that I got cheap a couple of years ago, so that'll make it a bunch easier. Overall, this thing drives really good. I mean, the alignment's a little bit off, it's not too bad, but the box is super tight, and I think it might have a little bit of a misfire. It seems sometimes on acceleration it's a little bit, I don't know, sort of lumpy. Maybe it just needs a new set of plugs, so I guess that's something. But yeah, apart from that, for, you know, however old a car it is, what, 27 years old, it doesn't go too bad. All right, everyone, I might leave the first video here. I know it's probably a little bit all over the place. I just don't want them to get too long, maybe hopefully, you know, 10, 15 minutes. But I've just pulled the car all the way back in here. I haven't touched the outside of it yet. We'll probably do that. I'll probably do that in its own video just because it will be too long. But we're gonna get started on the interior. So the next video will be sort of pulling the seats out and the center console and doing a deep clean on the inside. So I hope everyone's enjoyed sort of watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.